One person was hospitalized last night after a crash in Chicopee. Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson has the details. Maria?
Kristen, this crash is just the latest in a series of accidents where people have been hit in Chicopee over the past couple of months. Western Mass News has learned that one person was struck by a vehicle which took place on the on-ramp from Grattan Street in Chicopee to I-391 northbound. According to the Massachusetts State Police, troopers from the Springfield State Police Barracks responded to the scene at around 11 o'clock Saturday night. Police also say the pedestrian was brought to Bay State Medical Center in Springfield for treatment after sustaining what they call serious injuries. Their current condition is unknown at this time. This marks the 6th pedestrian crash in the city since October 2022. Western Mass News reached out to the Chicopee Police Department for additional details. The department's public information officer, Travis Ordeorn, tells us they are not investigating the crash since it took place on the state highway. Western Mass News is digging deeper and found that there were more than 1,700 car crashes in Chicopee since the beginning of 2022, according to the Massachusetts Crash Dashboard Impact. 26 of those crashes were pedestrian-related, and nearly 30 resulted in serious injuries. Saturday night's accident remains under investigation at this time. We reached out to the Massachusetts State Police, Chicopee City Council members, and the Chicopee's mayor for comment, but have not heard back yet. Reporting in studio, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.
Thank you, Maria.